They're celebrating in New Orleans and leaving lots of trash behind. Don't worry, though. The trash king of New Orleans is ready to handle it all. For fee.
Tell them.
He's coming up with his story's business plan next on Fox Business News.
Down in Mississippi, down in New Orleans, I said, hey, yeah. I said,
Thousands of revelers are celebrating the last day of the Marathon Mardi Gras season on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. It is Fat Tuesday. There have been parties all day and all night over the last 2 weeks. The sights, the sounds, the smells of Mardi Gras. Someone better clean it all up, and we know just the man capable of handling such a daunting task. Sidney Torres, owner of SDT Waste and Debris Services, joins us right now. Sidney, welcome to the show.
Chris, Lori, how are you? Thanks for having me back this year.
No problem. How long have you been cleaning up after Mardi Gras?
This is our 4th year, and this year's been really busy because the weather. It's been, you know, we're in March now, so it's usually in February it's a lot colder, so a lot more people are coming out on the streets.
And how is this Mardi Gras compared to Mardi Gras of recent past? Would you say more and more people? You mentioned the great weather. Post-Katrina is where I'm going with this, and how is the local economy faring as a result?
And New Orleans is coming back real strong. I mean, you have a lot of films going on here with all the film credits. You have you know, a lot of big businesses are trying to get in here in New Orleans, and it's really coming back strong. The crowds are just great. I mean, you're not going to beat, you know, Super Bowl like last year. We had Super Bowl and Mardi Gras all in one.
Yeah.
But I mean, they got good crowds, and the weather's great, so there's a lot of people here.
You were a personal assistant for Lenny Kravitz. Then you got into the hotel business. How did you end up in waste management?
Well, it's interesting because when after the storm started, after Katrina, I had a friend of mine call me from the U.S. Marshal, and he says, we're sleeping in our cars. Is there any way you can get your hotels up and running? And I basically got some generators and water trucks and came down and got my hotels running. And through that process, the city needed help with getting the garbage up. So Waste Management at the time had left the city, and there was nobody here to service the city. So I came in, rented a couple of trucks, and I started the contract. Well, when they put it out to bid, I bid on the contract, and I was $200,000 less than the other guy on a $9 million contract.
How were you able to save costs compared to your competing bidder there? Where were you able to streamline?
Well, in 4 years, I went from zero to, you know, last year we did $35 million. This year we're going to do about $55 million. And there's over $160 million in business here in the next 2 years that we're going after. We have about a 75% success rate on winning these bids. You know, and so what makes us different than the other guys and more competitive is that, you know, we don't have that corporate structure. You know, I'm the guy. I do all the closing of the deals, and, you know, I make it happen.
Sidney, what are we talking about here? How many tons of garbage? How many trucks? How many people to remove it all?
Well, you know, we kind of got away from that. You know, we wanted to get to one of the things that we established when we started was that we wanted to, when people go after a long night of partying, we want to make sure that it's clean so the next morning when they walk out, it looks like there wasn't even a party. And we've been able to accomplish that, and people really like that, to come out on a clean street.
That's unbelievable. Thank you, Sidney. We certainly do appreciate you joining us again, and we'll talk to you next year after another successful year cleaning up Bourbon Street. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.